This video is made possible by our loyal Patreon supporters. Visit patreon.com/PsycheTruth.
Hi, it's Banks and welcome to the Banks Method. Today's video is all about total body flexibility. If you're sore or just looking to work on your flexibility, this is a great video for you to do. So let's go ahead and get started. The Banks Method is my unique combo of ballet, bar, and Pilates exercises designed to maximize lengthening and strengthening of the muscles with fun, dance-inspired movements. You can find all of my workouts on Amazon Prime Video and the Yoga Plus app. We're gonna start with our feet a little bit wider than our hips. And from here, just take a deep inhale. Let's bring those arms overhead. Interlace those fingertips, press the palms overhead, roll the shoulders down the back. And let's just take a bend over to that right side, just stretching out that side body. Make sure your shoulders are stacked. And then come back up. Big inhale. Take a bend over to that other side. Open up the chest and come back center. And then cactus arms, open the chest to the ceiling, broaden through those collarbones. And then let's interlace the fingertips back behind you, open up through the chest. Take a deep inhale here. And on your exhale, we're gonna take a fold forward, just allowing the head to come all the way down. Just relaxing through that neck, stretching out through the front of the chest. And then take a generous bend into those knees, bringing the chest down towards the thighs. And if you want, you can just release those hands down, grabbing behind the ankles, or just reaching for the floor. Just stretching out that low back, not forcing anything here. First hamstring stretch, so we're really trying to take it nice and easy. And just shake out that head, yes and no. Good. And then take a bend into the right knee. And then just pull, allowing that left outer thigh to stretch out. And then take a bend into the left knee. And then come back center, take a bend into both knees, and let's roll it on up super, super slow through each vertebrae, nice, slow, and controlled. And then widen out those feet. Find a wide second, and then we're gonna stretch out our inner thighs. So press the knees open, hands go onto the outer thighs, and just drop that right shoulder down. And then the left, just building some mobility in those shoulders. Still pressing those knees open. And breathing. Good, one more right. And left. And then hold it in the center, press those knees open. And then bring the toes forward, hinge it on forward. And then we're gonna rotate over our left shoulder. Finding a lunge, left leg is forward, right leg is back. Hands go on the outside of the left inner thigh. And just let those hips come down slightly to stretch out that right front of the hip flexor, the psoas. And then if you want a little bit more, toe heel out that left foot, drop the right knee down, and then you can just let those forearms come all the way down. Even more, you can allow that left knee to fall open, stretching out that left hip. And just let that head release, shake it out, releasing any tension in those shoulders. Let's take 2 breaths here. Big inhale and exhale. One more. And slowly press into those palms. Bring that left foot back where it was. And then we're gonna bring the right heel to the seat. Windmill that left arm back around, grabbing for that right ankle. And then from here, we're gonna rotate the left shoulder down, anchoring it down to the left knee. And then notice if you're shifting the weight back, shift the weight forward to take the pressure off the top of the knee. And you'll feel a huge stretch in the front of your quadricep, all the way up to your hip flexor. Now let's rotate our chest up to the ceiling, taking a little spinal twist. And then pull that heel into the seat a little bit more. Breathing here. And then slowly release that right leg down. And then we're gonna bring our hips back, straighten out through the left leg, getting a hamstring stretch on that left side. So I want you to think about hips are square here. And then lift up a little bit higher. So notice if you're starting to round through that low back, try to really lengthen, find length in that low back. This is what this is all about. Lengthening out, opening the chest, and then flexing through the toes. You'll feel a huge stretch, hamstrings, up into that low back. And then if you want a little bit more, you can walk those fingertips out a little bit farther. Pulling that left hip back so it's in line with the right. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then you can just let that head hang on your last breath. And slowly come back to that lunge position. From here, we're gonna lift up, cross the right ankle behind the left. We're gonna stretch out our shins and our IT band. So I want you to come onto the pinky toe edge of the foot and then press those glutes back. You can take a little bend into that front knee. You should feel a huge stretch in that right IT band, outer thigh. And just let that head go. So the more you open up that big toe edge of the foot up towards the ceiling, the more you're gonna feel that stretch here. Good. And then slowly and carefully, we're gonna come back into that lunge and we'll find a pigeon stretch. So bringing the left shin parallel with the front of your mat, flex through the left foot, and then try to wrap that right hip around to meet the left. You can gaze behind that left shoulder, make sure those hips are square. That right leg is right behind you. And when you're ready for it, fold forward and just relax here for a few breaths. So this is great stretch for those hips. Just releasing any tension in those hips. Make sure you have a nice deep flex into the left foot so you're protecting that knee. Let's take 2 more big inhales and exhales. Last one. And then slowly bring it on up. Bring the right leg around, cross it over the left knee. So if this doesn't feel too good for your knees here, just go ahead and cross the ankle over the knee and then we can fold it forward. Otherwise, knees are stacked, feet are flexed, and you're just stretching out those glutes. Head comes down, folding it forward. So you should feel the outer part of the right glute stretching out. And then slowly come on up. We're gonna extend out the right leg and then bend the left knee in. Reach the left arm up and over, trying to reach for those right toes, taking a full side body stretch. Rotate the shoulders so they're stacked and then gaze up at that ceiling. Take a big inhale to breathe into that rib cage. Exhale, rotate the nose down to the knee. Stretch out that right hamstring, flexing through the right toes, maybe even pulling the heel off of the mat slightly. Nose comes down towards the knee. And then roll it on up. And we're gonna stretch out the other side. So bring the right leg forward in your lunge. So right leg is forward, left leg is back. Let those hips melt down. And then pull the core in tight. So make sure you're not sinking in that low back. You're scooping those abdominals to stretch out through that left hip flexor. And then if you want a little bit more toe heel, that right foot out, drop the left knee. Forearms come down, that right knee falls open. Head is nice and heavy. And breathing here, just trying to relax into it. Focusing in on that slow 3-count breath. One more. And then slowly press into those palms. Bring the left heel to the seat. Rotate the right arm back. And then grab for that left heel. Right shoulder comes down to that right knee. And then shift the weight forward, stretching out our quadricep here. Slowly open up the shoulders. Trying to rotate the heart center up towards the ceiling and then bring that heel a little bit closer towards the seat. And slowly release it. We're gonna shift our weight back. Hips are square, flexing through the right toes. Bring the toes towards you. And then stay nice and tall, just feeling length in the spine. If you want a little bit more, walk those fingertips out, keeping that same length. And on your final breath, just let that head go. Big inhale. Exhale. Slowly, let's bring it forward. And then cross the left ankle over the right thigh, coming onto the pinky toe edge, taking a bend into that right knee, stretching out IT band, shin along that left leg. It's okay to take a bend into both knees. If you're super tight in those IT bands, let's take one more breath here. And then we'll come back into that lunge and find that pigeon stretch on the right side. Try to bring the right shin parallel. If this pigeon stretch is super difficult, you can always bring that heel a little bit closer in. And then we're working to bring those hips square. Once you found that alignment, you can take that fold forward. And just rest the forehead down onto those hands. Keeping those hips square. Let's take 2 breaths here. And then slowly press into the palms. Come all the way up. And let's bring the left leg around, crossing the knees or crossing the ankle and the knees, whichever one feels better for you. And let's stretch out that outer part of the left glute. And just let that head go. Just allowing those knees to fall open. And then slowly bring it on up. Extending out the left leg. Bend the right knee in. And then reach the right arm up and over for those left toes. Rotate the chest. Feeling that stretch from the hip all the way up to the shoulder. Big inhale. Exhale, fold it forward. Stretch out that left hamstring. The more you flex through the feet, the more you get that stretch along the back of the leg. And then slowly bring it up. We're gonna widen out those legs, finding a wide straddle stretch. And then flex through the feet. So it's okay if your straddle isn't as wide as mine. Just make sure the legs are engaged here as you go into this stretch. And then we'll walk those hands forward, keeping the toes pointed up towards the ceiling. And if you want a little bit more, you can just reach those arms long, stretching out those inner thighs, just resting that head down and breathing, releasing any tension in the shoulders, in the jaw, in between the eyebrows, and just relaxing. And then slowly and carefully, let's come all the way up. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees out wide, butterfly stretch, and then walk those arms out. Stretch out the inner thighs and the hips. Let's take 2 breaths here. Last one. And then slowly roll it on up. Thank you so much for stretching with me. I hope you feel nice and lengthened and restored. And I'll see you again soon.
Many of our subscribers don't see our videos. Make sure that you click the notification bell. And if you haven't already, follow us on social media for tips, tutorials, giveaways, and daily inspiration.